Ready to take the next step? No matter your financial need, Goppert Financial Bank is your local lending solution. From refinancing or purchasing your new home, to growing your small business, to taking your farming operation to the next level, we will take that next step with you. Stop by or visit us online at goppertfb.com to learn more.
Hi, this is Connie Whitlock, and I'm here with Rick Kuenzler. He is a DJ, a musician. He's a writer here at the Times, among a lot of other things that you've done. You were a pastor, you were a truck driver, many, many things. You
Air
were just
Force.
Air Force, that's right. And, you raised pigs when you were growing up. I mean, there's...
Work with special needs kids.
Yep, you are well-rounded, I think. So you're also one of my best friends. You and Sonia are Bob and I's best friends. And so it's the last week of the year, Rick. And I thought, let's just have some fun, right? Let's have some fun. You are a DJ out in Butler, KMOE.
KMOE.
And
92.1.
At all country.
Your hit country hometown station, The Bullet.
Oh, see, you could tell.
We shoot you straight.
Yep. Yes, and tell a lot of interesting jokes.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So
have a lot of fun.
Since you've already told it, could you give us a little bit of a flavor of what you did this morning?
Okay, so with the. I kind of try to follow what's going on and what people are saying, and like so this last few weeks I've noticed a lot of posts about people saying they're glad to see 2021 going out because they said everything from a year that sucks or it's a weird year,
right? And
so I'm looking at that, and our station, we have SRN News, which gives you world news. We have what's called the County Beat News, which gives you local news. And so when I'm talking about things in the midst of the music, I'm trying to lighten it up because all that stuff's so serious. You got all this, so-and-so was arrested, or this accident happened, these people were killed, or COVID, here's COVID. And it's like, you know what? We get enough of that. So when I talk, I just want to lighten things up and have fun. And so some of the stuff I do, like for this year, I decided to close out since people were talking about how bad the year was or how weird it was. We're doing weird stories for the broadcast leading up to the end of the year. And like one of those I shared was the Department of Public Safety in Texas accidentally issued an Amber Alert for Chucky and Glenn from the Chucky horror movies. And so,
seriously?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
So we talk about those kind of weird stories and just have fun and tie them in with songs or tie them in with, things going on.
How long have you been working there?
Ooh, this is going to be, I'm over 2 years, so this will be going on my third year.
Yeah. That must be fun, just being on a mic and just saying whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun, and you doing the show prep, you sit down and you just kind of think what's going on, and I get in my head, like I'll get certain songs I have in mind to go with certain topics or things like that. And the thing I guess I learned from it, because for those that don't know, I didn't go to broadcast school. I never had anything to do with the radio. It actually went down there to take one of our songs down there.
Yeah.
And then
we're musicians.
Yeah. and saw that they were hiring for a DJ. But a lot more than just sitting there picking songs goes into it. You're reading meters. You got FCC stuff that you got to do. Record commercials.
And I have a background in radio, too. I mean, it is a lot. It's a lot of hours. It's a lot of work, and a lot of prep work. A lot of people don't realize how much goes into media before you even sit down. Now, here we get to just kind of talk and banter and have some fun. But, when you're actually in there doing, a production, the prep work it's like cooking. It's like cooking. You know how you have to cut everything up first and you spend most of the time in prep and then more time than you actually do in the actual airing.
So when the songs are playing, I'm not just sitting there. A lot of time I'm not even in that room. I might be in. We do recorded obituaries when they come in, and you tape those.
You actually record the obituaries. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so we play those live or not live, but recorded.
Do you air them over the radio?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Every it's in 9 o'clock hour and the 5 o'clock hour every Monday through Friday, and then noon on Saturdays.
And people just sit there and listen to the obituaries. I didn't know that.
Now
That's a small town station then.
And I'll tell you what, I learned that the first time we didn't have an obituary. There's
Yeah.
a recording you're supposed to plug in that says,
Yeah.
"Hey, there are no obituaries today." Well, I didn't get that in, and so when it came to the obituaries, it went through it and then just moved on. All of a sudden, the phones lighten up. People are like, "How come you didn't do obituaries?"
Oh,
It's like,
they're
"Oh,
waiting
well,
to
there weren't
hear
any."
They're waiting to hear who died.
Yes.
That's why. You could
Yeah.
probably just say, this person died, this is where the funeral is, and you're done, and they'd be happy.
Yep. But yeah, and you know,
I know we get complaints that sometimes our obituaries, they'll get the paper after the funeral.
yeah.
I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
how
RC
that
and radio
works.
it's the opposite. The last thing you want to have is you don't want to have an obituary air after the funeral's
Right.
over.
Well, and ideally you would in a paper, but when a weekly paper is a lot different than
Right.
a daily paper. Now, our obits go up automatically when we get them
Right.
online. But when you have a weekly paper, that's just what happens, right?
Yep.
So let's kind of recap the whole year. Do you remember a year ago?
Yeah, well, a little bit, I guess.
Okay, we had a different president sitting here 1 year ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we started off with the whole January 6th
Yeah,
insurrection.
The
of the Capitol.
insurrection, yeah, and then Biden came into office.
Yeah.
Yep. And what else happened this year? Oh my gosh, it just went by so fast. I know that here in Pleasant Hill, we had the whole thing with the schools and the masks, and that really started, gearing up maybe May.
Yeah.
About May. And that's when I decided to go to the BOE meetings. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, you're just here because of, I'm like, no, I'm not here because of that. But, I wanted to expand our knowledge of what the BOE was doing, whether
Right.
it was what it was spending money on, what were they doing. And actually, I did find out the kids there get accolades. Some of the teams, they'll go there and, they'll get awards or
Right.
acknowledged by the Board of Education. And so I thought, well, I need to be there. And then boom, right in the middle, here's all this masking and then CRT. And I took December off. I just took December off of all the politics.
Yeah.
And just, we put a little bit of updates here and there for people, but I don't know about you, but it got overwhelming for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah, there was a lot, and that's why I said when I was on air, I just tried to stay off of that stuff because there's so much of it out there, world news wise, and even the local news full of that, and it's I just kept trying to keep it light.
Yeah,
And-
I wish I could do that.
Yeah, do
I mean,
that
I
on the
can
air.
on mostly, but I have to go to I have to go to the meetings and report on them, and it's not fun. My husband was thinking about going to the BO meetings instead. So it's just kind of because I am more of a lighter person.
Yeah.
I'm an entertainer. I'm not, the politics type. And so we are looking at sending other people. We send you to the city.
Yeah. Yeah. I would go to this
City's
city
easy
council
though.
meeting.
Shelby and John and all the people at the city, we love you. We just love you. You guys are great, and they communicate well with. I know you and myself, and we have a good city. We
Yep.
really do.
Yep. I think we got a great crew
have
up
you
there.
enjoyed going to the city council meetings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Do you feel like you're being informed?
Yeah, and it's good to see what's going on, and there are, I'm like everyone else that you get out of those meetings or you hear people talk about, well, why did they do this and why did they do that, and I try to, when I go there, try to, write what I write from the standpoint helping people understand, they just didn't on a whim decide to do something. There's a reason behind the decisions being made and considerations being made, and I try to, put those out that, hey, this is why they went with this contractor versus this other contractor, or this is what they were looking at, and
Yeah. So you get into all the specifics.
Yeah.
That's good. I think people appreciate that. Hopefully we'll have that in the future with the BOE as well. And I know that we also have some elections coming up. Do we have any openings in City Council? Do you know? I know we have 3 openings on the BOE.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I bet we do. I bet we do. So we need to find that out for people. I think we do. I mean, you would think that every year you'd have somebody up. So we will have to find that out. So is that something you could find out maybe from Shelby? Right. So, yeah. All these questions that come up even during conversation.
Yes. Well, and you're closing down. So the meetings, you're getting to the end of the year. There's been some big conversations about the sewer treatment and stuff like that. We don't want to go over capacity, obviously, with what the sewer treatment can handle. So there's been talking about things like that, but there's a lot of things going on for sure.
Yep. So one of my favorite lately writers is Jay Walters. I don't know if you've looked into his writings. He's actually the guy at the City Lake, and he does codes as well. And we did interview him earlier, and a few weeks ago. So if you want to go back to the YouTube video, if you're watching this, Jay Walters it's a really good one, and he writes for us every week now. Actually, he dropped off these big packets of writings I printed out. I'm going to tell him, hey Jay, if you're watching this, if I'll look through it, but I'm going to need you to send it to me because I'm not typing all this out, It's like I'll get it wrong, but he's very entertaining, and he loves to share what happens at the lake.
Yeah.
He just loves to share that. And he had a Christmas one. I don't know if it was exactly Christmas Eve or not, and I can't remember, but it was last week. And he had this one story about this guy who was he was in his car and he was stopped at the lake. And sometimes people go there to think, people go there to just decompress or whatever. And this guy was just there. And the story was apparently that he didn't have a job, didn't know where to go, was homeless, and I'm thinking there was like he was even like the clothes he was wearing was dirty, you know what I mean? And it was Christmas time and he had nothing for his kids, and he had to be there at a certain time, but he had nothing to give. And so Jay took him to his house and said, hey, go ahead, take a shower, gave him some of his clothes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and some presents from because I had some presents for my relatives or whatever, some friends in his basement, and gave it to him and said, go ahead and show up. Here you go. And but what I thought was interesting is he asked him, the guy said, I haven't told you my name. He goes, no, I don't need to know your name. I thought that was interesting. Huh. Yeah. So he just went away. He doesn't even know his name. Because, no, I just want to do this. I thought that was pretty cool that we have a City Lake guy that not only looks after the lake, but he looks after the people at the lake.
Well, that's something I've noticed. I mean, that's obviously when we came to Pleasant Hill, which that story, we loved the community. And, I love hearing things like that. And, coming into the holidays, I got the chance to talk to Chief Driscoll, and they've got the Secret Santa and Shop with a Cop and all that going on.
What's a Secret Santa with them?
They've got a Secret Santa program that they do.
What's that about?
Well, they provide gifts to
kids,
someone in need.
Oh, really?
And it's neat.
I didn't know they had that program.
And Chief Driscoll talked about, a lot of the donations they get for that. Well, not a lot. All the donations they get they're unsolicited.
Wow.
Area businesses and stuff. They just do that.
Wow.
And so he was really appreciative and wanted to make sure the community knew, hey, very appreciative appreciative of that. And it's the same thing down in Butler at the radio station. They've got programs that we talk about down there that it's amazing how these small communities just give so much and give back so much. And it's one of the nice things.
It is. It's one of the nice things about Pleasant Hill.
Yep.
I don't know if you knew this, but I don't know if you know Woody. You know Woody. Okay.
I met Woody.
Woody, Ron Dowell, and Chuck Fulton this morning. They're starting to deliver our paper to the Price Chopper, Casey's, whatnot, to the stands. And I needed somebody because we lost an employee. I lost my daughter because her husband got a good job and she doesn't have to work right now. So she's just like, you know what, I'm just going to take a break, which is great because I can lay out the paper pretty well. It worked out. It really did. But that was one of the jobs. I'm like, okay, I can't do everything. And so I said, look, I'll trade. I love Pleasant Hill Cares. I said, I'll trade you. You deliver the paper and we'll make a donation. And it's a nice donation. So, and then Woody comes back and says, well, not only did I win an ad. And I'm like, okay, you got it. Great trade. And so they're here every week now delivering the paper for Pleasant Hill Cares. And I get to always hear all the stories about Pleasant Hill Cares and how these men have formed this organization to help our first responders. And so they'll bring them sandwiches. They bring them, they have, events for them. I know they bought coolers for all of them at one time for their cars. It's a special thing. I don't know how many towns have anything like this, but we do. And these men decided to put this together. And I'm like, you know what a great trade, I mean,
absolutely.
And they do that, and they do that for us. And so if you see Woody and them out there delivering papers, say hi, and thank you. And they don't personally get paid for that. That all that funding goes right to Pleasant Hill Cares. Yep. So I thought that was pretty wonderful.
Yep, a lot of positive things like that. I mean,
Woody is awesome though.
Yeah.
He'll come in, have some news, but you didn't hear it from me,
Yeah.
There's some wonderful people in this town. But now I've lived here 26 years. And you've lived here 4?
Yeah,
3?
going on it's 3 going on 4.
3 going on 4. You like?
Oh yeah. We love it here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So in the past couple of years, I know I don't know if y'all know this, but we have Honey and Wine, which is our
music. Yeah.
Our music. And we did that before I bought the paper and before you were a DJ, right?
Yeah.
How we got here, I don't know. People would say, why'd you buy the paper? I don't know. I thought it would be fun. I love Pleasant Hill. I thought it would be, and it is. I mean, we've had our ups and downs, right?
Yeah.
But I think your station has had its ups and downs.
Oh, yeah. I mean, COVID's been hard on everybody.
Oh, definitely.
And yeah, that station's been down there since 1962.
Oh, well.
They got the FM in 1975. So
okay.
It's been down there for a lot of years.
Yeah. So what do you see for 2022? Do you know it's called 2022?
Yeah. No, we don't want that. I mean, we'll see. No one knows, but I mean, it seems like you don't hear it from the national news as much, but I mean, I read articles with a lot of the medical people that saying, this new variant, this Omicron or whatever, is not as potent and is actually maybe helping people to be able to fight off those other more potent.
Now, I just got a phone call that Cass County Regional, just now, I got a call, is canceling all elective surgeries because their beds are full.
Right.
So we've got something going on. I just don't know what.
Yeah.
It might not be death. It might be, I don't know. We'll have to check on that.
But hopefully, I mean, we'll get through this. I just saw, and they announced this on national news too, that South Africa, where this Omicron developed, they're already seeing a big slowdown in.
Oh, really?
In it, so maybe.
So do you think Omicron is
maybe it's a slower
kind of a healing agent?
Maybe it's I don't know if it's a healing agent, but maybe it's something that is going to burn out a little faster or something, and we'll be done with it in a shorter period.
I sure
of time.
hope so. I think I think that most people are just so over it.
Put the disclaimer: I'm not a medical person. I have no idea.
Yeah, he's not. He just reads. He reads a lot,
Just
by
read
the
a
way.
lot.
You're a global reader more than a
Yeah.
local.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now your father-in-law is a pharmacist, though,
Yeah.
so you listen to him a lot.
Yep. He's retired, and basically everything he said about all of this is going exactly like he mentioned it was going to go way back when it started. He said it's going to do this and this.
Oh, really?
Then you're going to have a variant come out, and it's going to be, you know, it might be not quite as bad, or it could be as bad. He said, and then you'll get variants on variants, and they'll start to not be as bad, but they'll be more infectious. He talked about that.
So we've been here before.
Yeah. At least he's familiar with how it all works,
But maybe not to this extent.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think at this point, if you're trying to deny it, it's a problem. I don't know how you do that. Both of us have known people who have been affected drastically by COVID. And some have passed. Yeah. And it's a thing for sure.
We lost one of our closest and dearest friends.
Yeah.
He was 64. So, and then there was a few people in town that we lost. And, it's New Year's week. It's a time of remembrance of the whole year. Yep. I know Ryan Vescovi was a big one in town, just because he was so prominent. Yeah. He was in the BOE. He owned a restaurant. Warren Logan was another one up the street who owned the bookstore. Those are the ones that I know that were pretty well known. Yeah. And I know I'll miss them both. I mean, it's very tough when somebody is that visible in business. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And then the BOE, you go there and he's not there. So we remember them. Yep. We appreciate them and what they've been for this community and what they've given to this community. We'll always remember that. That's one thing.
Yeah, and something and that's something that being in radio, when I listen, I've got to obviously the world news plays every hour on top of the hour, and sometimes I feel like, and maybe they mean well, but they always talk about if you're in a theater and a fire breaks out, they tell you calmly go to the exits, and they talk about keep calm, and sometimes I just don't feel like that. Those are the stories. The way the stories are put out there, it's almost like it takes anxiety up here. Yeah. And people are doing things that are irrational. They're
selling stories. I mean,
it's like, let's calm down and let's. Yeah. Again, I'm not saying
it's all advertising.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm not saying it's not bad. It's a bad deal. But in the grand scope of thing, let's put in a little bit of perspective and
I remember
and keep calm.
Sometimes I'll accidentally clickbait. Sometimes I purposely, depending on what I'm doing. I don't really like the clickbait, but at the same time, I remember one of our papers. Somebody invited me to an event, and if I go to an event, I will just say this is what happened, and that's just what I do. Yeah. If there's something to add, people can come here and talk to me, and I'll add it, But there was this one lady. There was a few people that invited me to this lady who is a scientist or professor or whatever from Columbia who was talking about CRT in schools. I took the notes, went back, wrote an article on it, and it was a slow news week, so I put it at the top, and I said, is CRT in our schools? And I about sold out of that paper. Yeah. And I was just like, well, that's interesting. Yeah. Well, there was two things about that. One, what people are interested in. Right. They are interested in that. Number two, you can clickbait, to the point where people are interested in that. Right. But you better deliver. Right. Because if you don't keep delivering on the information after that, people will stop. Right. Picking it up. And that's kind of what I've stopped doing with on YouTube. They do that. And I'm just like, yeah, I've been there before. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. You didn't have the information. So, and that's something I do think about when we write and when we do headlines. Is it worth it?
Yeah.
Is it worth it? You don't want to wear out people and not be able to deliver on the story, and actually answer that question.
Right.
Obviously that one was about an event and somebody that was talking about CRT. You see what I'm saying, right? But then again, what people are interested in. They want to know that. They want to know the truth. And so that also told me, okay, well, I need to look into that.
Yeah.
That's a hard one, though. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, okay, what do you publish? What do you publish on that one?
Right.
So obviously the truth, but how do you frame it? How do you put it together without having people call you?
Yeah, I think that's always going to be a part of it. There's always going to be somebody that's not happy with what you're doing, or somebody, has a different opinion about it or whatever. But
I'm glad we're here, though. It's fun getting to know the people of Pleasant Hill as they come in the door and talk. I always ask, what would you like to see that's not there?
Yeah.
Got a lot of answers today because I'm planning for the new year. I'm really excited about the new year. And when's the next council meeting? Because this week's was canceled, right?
Yeah, so it'll be at some point in January. I'm not sure what date. It'll be one of the Mondays, but I usually, I look a few days ahead and see if it's posted on the website.
Well, y'all have listened this long, so if you're still here, we're Honey and Wine as well. We did write a song about Pleasant Hill called My Pleasant Hill by Honey and Wine. The EP is Dreams in a Graveyard.
Yep.
So if you are interested, you can go ahead and look that up. We're on YouTube. We're on, I don't know where we are.
Spotify. We're on iTunes, Apple Music.
We have about 5 songs out, but
Amazon
My Pleasant Hill is near and dear because this is where I'm from. I own the Times, and it's kind of a fun thing. I'm looking forward to what's going to happen next year. I'm really feeling good. We have some more content coming, some more podcasts coming. If you feel like what would make a great podcast, let us know. We're going to continue this into 2022. Thank you, Goppert. And someone's calling me. Oh, it's your wife. Hello, you're on View from the Hill podcast. Can I help you? This is his wife. Oh, he's not answering. He's not answering
because we
his
were
phone
on a podcast.
Because we're on a podcast. But no, Connie doesn't turn off her phone.
Connie answers the phone on a podcast.
She says hi, everybody. This is Sonia. I can't see her, but oh, well, we will be done in about 4 minutes, and I'll have them call you. All right, bye. That is funny. Sonia, I'd left my phone on. I'm sorry. Sonia is your wife. Spanish. She's Spanish.
From Spain, Spanish, not South America or not.
Oh,
Mexican
right. She's from Spain.
So she's European.
She's European, right? And dual language here.
Yeah.
What do they call that? Dual language.
Bilingual.
Bilingual. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of times people, your wife's Spanish. Oh, I bet you eat a lot of tacos and burritos. No. Wrong.
No. Paella. And
tortilla,
tapas.
Yeah.
Yep. So, well, thank you for coming. And I'm looking forward to actually playing into the new year as well. And we're going to be partying on Friday night. So we might be on Facebook for a little bit, just congratulating everybody coming into the new year. And we hope you have a healthy, safe New Year's. And let's just pray for wealth and health.
Yeah.
Wealth and health. Health and wealth. And there you go. We're done.
Be healthy, be well.
No. All right. Bye.
Bye.